Classic Boise State has won. Right now, and they take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Riley Williams. Goes for the free. Touchdown.
Well, hell yeah, man. So nice. We do it twice, baby. That's what we do. And welcome in, everybody. It's the Gridiron Uncensored podcast. We got the full crew tonight, Blake, Trevor, and myself, Brendan. We're glad to have you in. We already got 14 in the chat. So, guys, I reckon we just go ahead and roll into it. What a weekend. We've already had, it's kind of been a bloody Sunday here with, James Franklin being, chopped down with Oregon State. The Beavs fired their coach, and then UAB finally got rid of the Dilfer project. Just a crazy weekend of college football, as it typically is. When we know this weekend was going to be a bloodbath, we said it in the kind of in our chats. We didn't have a preview show this week just because shit was crazy and whatever. But in our chats, we were like, man, this is just going to be an ugly week, and sure enough, it kind of played out that way. Make sure you guys drop your comments, either Facebook, you can see it on Facebook Live, YouTube. I think Twitter last time, Trevor, we had a couple, Blake, we had a couple on there, and then, so hit us up.
We can receive them. We won't be able to reply to them.
Yeah. So just holler at us and we'll pull it up. We can click it and pull it up on the show and we'll answer you on here. Yep. But yeah, we're going to cover all the crazy stuff that happened. We'll talk about our pick'em games, our gridlocks, and how Blake's on a tear with that. And then we'll just get into these games and just have a straight up discussion, guys, talk some football. Start off, gentlemen. We've had, I think it's like 49 straight days of football starting last Wednesday. And we had Missouri State, Middle Tennessee with a good game. But really the big one was a Friday night game with South Florida, North Texas, and South Florida just dismantled them. Just absolutely loading up for the group of five there. They're ranked number 24 in the AP. What do you guys think about that team real quick before we talk about the AP poll? Because to me, they're so impressive right now.
South Florida's legit.
Yep. I'm curious to see how the group of five plays out and everything like that. But USF is making a strong bid. But there is a team out in the group of five that I'm still waiting for people to talk about, and they haven't been talked about. Is 6-0 UNLV. Yeah, just sitting there, just minding their own business, just taking care of business. I don't know if they'll have enough moxie to get there, but USF is a good, strong candidate for that for sure.
Hey, UNLV's rolling along, man. They really are, and that was one preseason that we pinned as somebody to watch, but it's like you don't know. New coaching staff, so much turnover, and you're right, Trevor. They're rolling along 6-0. But as for USF, they've got a big battle coming up in 2 weeks against Memphis, and that is going to be a hell of a game. Ranked matchup if things serve as they are now. So something to watch. Guys, looking at the AP poll real quick, movers and losers. Indiana's moving up. They're number 3. The Windiana Hoosiers, man, they just keep rolling. Curt Cignetti, that's all he does is win, no matter what. I'm not going to keep going because I don't want to be that cliche, but he's got money on his mind. Okay. Anyway, Oregon dropping back 5 slots down to number 8. Oklahoma, that game, we'll talk about it soon. They dropped 8 slots down to 14. BYU's up to 15. USF 19. And then you see Nebraska's, still hanging around end of 25. Cincinnati's up there. And then right outside receiving votes, Illinois, Michigan, Washington, kind of a Big Ten cluster. And then UNLV and Navy just sitting there just waiting. Any thoughts on the top 25? Obviously, Penn State, dropped another game, but they were already out of it. What are you guys feeling about this top 25? Anything?
They've got it as right as they can have it.
It feels pretty about what it can be.
It's about as close as they can get. Look, it's interesting to me that some teams are up where they are as far as how high they are, but all in all, I don't have too much criticism for it.
Yeah, they're rolling on. Things are going to get shuffled around and settled out here, but for the most part, it looks similar to what I've got in mind and to yours, what you guys have. Our top 25 will be out tomorrow morning. I was out at the creek today, so I did not get to it. So my bad, but the Michelobes were calling, the Old Fashions were calling. I had a swig on a little bit of them. All right, let's talk some more about these games, though, guys. And AP poll, it is what it is. It's starting to round out, but the games are what we're here to discuss. And the first one up, we're going to talk about Ohio State and Illinois. It was a solid matchup this weekend, and one that, there was people thinking, okay, Illinois is going to be a tough test. It's on the road, but they just could not get things going against Ohio State. The defense is stout in the red zone. It's been nasty. Illinois is getting too cute down low. Some of the play calling was like they were having an aneurysm down there. They're just so scared to just play football that they're getting so cute, and then they screw themselves over. What do you guys feel about that game? Ohio State obviously rolling right now. How do you feel about the Buckeyes?
One of my few games I got correct. But honestly, I still go back to my statement of I don't know in what world people think Illinois is actually legit, but they're not.
You've been hating on them all year.
Blown out by Indiana. Clearly, they are in the lower echelon of Big Ten teams, not in the upper. They are right there with Penn State being down there at the bottom. And so
hating on them already.
Well, they deserve it.
They do.
But no, that's my thing with Illinois is I didn't think this was actually going to be a game where Illinois even had a shot. And I was proven right.
Yeah, Blake.
I didn't think so either. I think Ohio State has probably one of, if not the best, front four defensively. Because like it or not, Illinois does have a big offensive line. And they have some dudes on the line, and Ohio State just manhandled them up front. But there was some opportunities. They got down inside the 5-yard line, couldn't get in the end zone. And I just attribute that to Ohio State's front just penetrating and stopping them.
You got to give them their credit, but you agree there's room there for Illinois to move and to try and make this a game. It wasn't like it was out of reach, but you have to give credit to where credit is due, and Ohio State locked it down. But again, I feel like Illinois got so cute at times, and so it was like mental lapses of not playing football because they're just trying to play so tight and try to play so perfect. And sometimes you just got to loosen up a bit to try to take down a big big dog like that. But the Buckeyes defense has been nasty inside the red zone. I think that was the first touchdown they'd given up in the red zone this year. So.
I will say, as much as it's going to really suck to say, Ohio State is by and away the best defense in the country as it stands right now, especially with their secondary. I know Blake is talking about the line, but the line is getting that penetration because that secondary is locking everybody down. And they've got at least 3 or 4 first-round picks potentially in the secondary. And it's kind of nuts.
They're loaded. And then on the other side, Julian Sand, he's been playing very well. He's controlling it. He's safe with the football. He's not doing anything crazy. It's just good, clean football from him. And he's still a young guy, and he's got so much room for to continue to improve. And that makes this team even more scary with the weapons that they have. Yeah. But I think even this game, they were really trying to focus on the running attack and just being able to hammer it in. And that's what Ohio State did.
Look, you know what? I'm gonna make a fucking comment right now, and I swear to God, you're jumping the gun on me here. You're jumping the gun on me. I'm gonna go in on my own team. Okay, I'm gonna go on the team that I root for. Yeah. Just hold your freaking horses. Slow your roll.
We will go in on Florida State as well.
Easy,
you're gonna get it too. There is no safe space here.
Yeah, no, trust me. We're in our feels too. So, all right, let's move on. We mentioned Indiana, offhand, but what a game from them when you look at
Wait, hang on, Brennan. What's going on? Why are we at the timeout? Why are we doing timeout?
Oh, I was clapping.
What?
God damn. So you want to talk about Georgia right now and old Kirby Smart? Is that what you're trying to do? We can pull it up. We can talk about it. The old
No,
God
you
dang
go
it.
on. You go on.
It's fine. You know what? We're on it. Let's talk some Georgia. Because God, Kirby Smart pisses me off.
Oh,
too.
God.
I mean, first of all, he wears a visor as a 50-plus-year-old man. He's got a bowl haircut. And I'm trying not to talk about people's looks. I know, whatever, but
A lot of material.
come on, my man. Come on. And then the whole timeout thing, lying on national television. I mean, do better, Kirby. Well,
Yes.
Blake, what are your thoughts? I know you were pissed about him. What do you got to say about it?
Let me just preface this by saying this is not to give credit to Auburn, because at the end of the day, they did lose, which is a great thing. No matter how the loss happens, whether they were cheated or not, I'm happy when Auburn loses. But, and honestly, I will say this too. That did affect the game, but Auburn still had opportunities to win the game.
Sure.
And choked it away because they have a quarterback that cannot throw. I mean, he cannot throw. But I was not overly impressed with Georgia, especially in that first half. Auburn had their number, could not get nothing going. And that's what I thought Auburn was capable of all season. A run-first approach. It was quick passes, got a lot of confidence going. And then the second half, everything was downfield, 10, 15, and he can't hit those passes.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of got away from what was working, and it bit them.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, Auburn's not a bad football team. I mean, look at their losses. They're close losses to top teams on the road.
Yeah.
And and now this one at home, I think Auburn's better than what their record reflects, but what everybody's talking about is the officiating. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It was, after the fumble, which I believe was a fumble, you can like it or not, but I mean, you can see the ball moving before it crosses the plane. But after that, Georgia's got the ball with, a minute to go before the half. And it takes 32 minutes to play from the 2-minute warning until halftime. Georgia has no timeouts. They're stopping every, 15 seconds. And it was insanity. And then in the second half, the timeout thing.
Yeah. No, it was ugly. I mean, you look at the numbers. 11 penalties for Auburn, 6 for Georgia. I mean, it's just these refs got to get out of it. And then on the opposite, when we talk about the Big Ten, they're not throwing flags. So it's like a total shit show across the board of the SEC's over officiating. Look at the Texas A&M games a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
and I think that was against Auburn as well. And then
Auburn has had the bad end of the stick in every SEC officiated game. I'm not going to say they haven't. The Oklahoma game was atrocious. The A&M game was horrid. But despite that, Auburn still had chances to win every one of those games. So
it absolutely impacts games. You'd be a liar to say otherwise. But yes, there was still opportunity. And we said it preseason. This Auburn team is loaded with talent. It all just hinges on Jackson Arnold and being 19 of 31. And that's just not going to get it done. 130 yards and 4 yards average. Okay, short pass is fine. But if you can't stretch the field, I mean, that's just going to make it even harder on your rushing attack and everything else. And then you look at the defensive side of the ball, for Auburn, they're getting after it. They still had 2 sacks, 6 tackles for loss. So, I mean, it's there. They're close. It's just quarterback situation. We didn't like Peyton Thorne, Jackson Arnold. It's the same damn thing. And Barbara, I loved her comment. Thank you for putting that up, Trev. Yeah, it is. It's a clown car convention. The whole thing, it's stupid. And then you add in old Bull Cut Jr. there, Kim Jong-un's third cousin, twice removed. I don't know. Kirby, you're annoying me. All right, let's get back and let's talk a little bit here about Indiana and what a huge win for that program. And this is how you build momentum. Last year they got to the playoffs. Everybody down on, they're sucked, whatever. They still made it, and you could easily fold back and fall down on your face. Well, hey guys, we're great. Good job. We got there. Moral victory. But no, Cignetti, this guy is on it. I love what he's doing as a coach. I love his presence. And then you go out into the portal. You get one of the top quarterbacks in the portal, if not the top quarterback from the portal, which everybody said last year. Look at Mendoza. Look at this guy. Who is going to get him is going to have a real one. And it was Indiana. And they go out and they go beat former 5-star quarterback Dante Moore, who had 2 picks. The rushing attack was good. It was just an all-around solid win for this team. What do you think about the Hoosiers guys? Are they legit? I mean, They look it.
Yes, they are. As long as Cignetti's running it, they'll be legit, I think.
Yep.
I heard an interview today that the way he recruits, it's not by stars, it's by character. I have a hard time believing a coach doesn't at least pay attention to what the stars are.
Yeah.
But I get his point that, you could be a 5-star stud, but have the shittiest fucking character known to man. And
well, we've seen that plenty.
You've seen that plenty. Might get you a couple wins, but at the end of the day, it's going to blow up your locker room.
Yeah.
But I like that about him. So, Michigan, go ahead and fire Sharon Moore, and you can take him. Go ahead. You can spend that money. I'm with it.
I'd honestly be fine with it. But I think the culture there in such a short turnaround has been great. But then on the football side of it, look at what they did against the Oregon rushing attack. 2.7 yards per carry as a whole. And yes, that is sack. There's sack numbers involved with what they did to Dante Moore. But still, for the most part, they held it down. I really like this team. Surratt's a talent out wide. Hemby's a strong back. The numbers weren't great on like the average, but he's powerful. He's able to get those gritty first downs when you need it. And then on the defensive side, though, that was what impressed me the most. 6 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, guys. I mean, it was impressive. You watch that game, I'm like, okay, I liked Indiana last year, but they're clearly better this season. Like it's another gear that they've shifted into. So watch out for them moving forward, because when you look at this schedule, guys, they've got Sparty coming up, who just lost to UCLA. But UCLA, I don't know what the hell they're doing, but they're on some shit with New Heisel. They've turned a page. They assisted in Franklin being canned. But when you look at Indiana, you got UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, and Purdue coming up.
Undefeated.
And Michigan State. I forgot Sparty. But
it's easy to forget them.
It is. And they might be looking for a coach real soon too, if Smith doesn't get it pulled out of his ass. But there's very real chance here that Indiana goes undefeated.
Yep.
Very real chance. So
I think it happens.
I fully expect them to be in the championship game.
You're saying that like Big Ten championship?
Big Ten championship at minimum, but they're definitely. They're a playoff team for sure.
Yeah, I
the way from what I've seen across the spectrum, Indiana's a playoff team.
Teams dropping left and right, and around them, and they're holding serve. But I agree, guys. All right, let's look at the next one. Texas A&M. They did what they needed to do, especially in the fourth quarter. They locked it down and pushed it out to a 34-17 win. Reed, he did fine. It wasn't like his greatest performance ever, but he did enough to win. Defensively, I liked what Texas A&M was able to do, and offensively for Texas A&M, they did not let a sack happen. They didn't let those negative plays impact them. How do you feel about Texas A&M? I mean, they're up. They're moving up the charts too, guys.
They're fine.
Just feeling fine about them. You're not excited.
I think they are a good team, and I think they're a top 10 team. Yeah, I just haven't seen anything to me that just screams like that wow factor. But they have a lot of speed at receiver, and I haven't seen how they ended up injury wise. I knew that the running back and that Concepcion got hurt. Yeah. I don't know what ended up happening with each of those, but I mean, they've got a lot of weapons and a lot of speed. I'm just not sold on Marcel Reed. I've never have been. I think he's what holds them back, and what Barbara says is exactly the best way to describe it. Janky. It's like they've got a lot of power, but they don't know how to handle it almost. And
Yeah.
that trust just isn't there for them.
Yeah, I value their win against Notre Dame a lot, even though Notre Dame's defense early was really, letting guys through. They've kind of dialed it in now, but I mean, I don't know. I like Texas A&M. I think what the coaching staff is doing there is better than what it's been. I do agree about Reed, though. He's got moments where I'm like, okay, this guy, there it is. Like, is that he's going to take that next step? And then it just kind of like, I don't know. But it's still not a bad outing. He did throw a pick, but for the most part, they leaned on the run. They were able to, put out almost 200 yards rushing, and they had a good outing against a Florida team that just took down Texas, which leads us into the next game, and that's the Texas OU game. And we were talking about this one in one of the podcaster chat with a bunch of other guys that that do college football podcasts and shows. And really, what do we think about like Oklahoma? Like, are they fraudulent? Like, what are they?
Yes, they are. They're frauds.
You think they're frauds?
I haven't been a fan of them all season. I think they've got a good defense, but I'm just not sold on Johnny No Thumb and that offense. I'm really not. He's something about him. I don't feel it from him. I don't know if it's the surfer boy attitude or what, but I just don't. I don't feel it. I don't think he's an elite quarterback.
I don't know if he's elite. I think he's good, and
he's in the same category as Castellanos for me.
Yeah,
he's a gunslinger that doesn't really care if he turns it over.
Yeah, I mean, he's had turnover issues in the past against top opponents. I think, I mean, he is the offense. So at the same time, like he is the guy, and
which is why they pushed him out there, in my opinion, too early.
I agree. I think
you could see it. He was uncomfortable throwing.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So when you're uncomfortable, I think Oklahoma was hoping, all right, our defense should be able to lock down this Texas offense that's been sputtering and struggling.
Well, yeah.
And you hope they can hold him in, and then maybe Mateer can make play with his legs or something. And
yeah, but I mean, before the game even started, they were like, "Yep, no limitations. We're not limiting it at all." I was like, "That sounds like a mistake."
I think they're I think they're bullshitting, just trying to, we're good, guys. I promise we're good. I get it. Like I said, I think the guy's a gamer, and he clearly wants to be out there for a big match, but he threw picks, effectively losing the game for him. I don't know. I think Oklahoma's still a good team, especially defensively. Offensively, I do agree there's limitations there, but everything revolves around Mateer. And if he can't guide them on the ground and through the air with his elusiveness, then you're not going to win. So I like the Texas getting the win there. It was a good win, but I'm still not going to judge that game too heavy after playing a neutered Oklahoma offense. That's just, I don't know. That's just the way I feel on it.
But I will say that more than likely that game was needed for Texas. And
absolutely.
Probably needed for their young quarterback.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And that's a game that you could have easily laid down after losing to Florida and just like, well, that's it. I mean, you could be like Penn State, and we'll talk about that soon. But no, it's a good one for Texas. I'm not jumping too much into that one. Blake, let's talk some Alabama football against Missouri here. Another big game from the weekend, tight battle. Pribula was coming back. He had a chance late, and then he pulled out his inner Aller and threw a pick at the end. What do you feel about this game as a resident Bama fan? Ty Simpson looks damn good. What about the rest? Are you worried about anything from Bama?
So my biggest issue with Bama is we give up a lot of explosive plays.
Yeah,
we teams are not just driving down the field and we don't stop it. It's like 1 yard run, 2 yard pass, 45-yard quarterback draw up the middle, 2 yard run, 3 yard pass, 55-yard bomb down the sideline. And it's like, it's very frustrating because we've shown that if we can just limit chaos. Where Corey Reamer and Tyler Watts that call the game, they broke it down fantastic during the game about our safety, our star walking up and hitting the same gap as the linebacker, the communications off at times. I personally think if we took Damani Jackson off the field, that would solve a lot of our issues. Dude gets burned. Every time there's a big play, it's Damani Jackson getting burned. And
he's been around.
Great. He has. And like man to man, he is a good cover corner, but he bites on play action a lot. He gets moved to the inside a lot, and they just run right by him, and he looks confused. And if you'll notice, a lot of young guys have been out there. Like we've had Dijon Lee out there. That's one thing I really like about DeBoer is he puts a lot of young guys out there. That's the biggest issue with Alabama, though, is giving up the explosives. Offensively, it's kind of the same thing. It's a lot of self-infliction. Plays are there, and it's like Ty Simpson tripping over the offensive lineman. Our running backs do it constantly. Every time we break to the outside, running off tackle, we'll hit the ankle of like Caden Proctor, and a gain that was about to be a 15-yard run is now a 2-yard run or a loss. And if we can just get that fixed, I mean, Bama's a scary team.
Yeah.
It's just those are my two biggest concerns with Bama is the explosive plays that we give up on defense, and then just the almost like carelessness offensively.
Right. Trev, what do you feel about this game here? Mizzou they came back.
I think Alabama got away with one. I really do. I think that Mizzou was. I think if you had Miz added two more minutes of that clock, Mizzou had them, in my opinion. I think Puebla, if he had another chance, I hated the decision that he made to try and throw it over the middle. I watched most of that game, and the middle was never there. It hadn't been there all game. So I'm not really understanding, one, why they would do a play call to throw up the middle for try and get a large gain. I feel like that they just schemed that completely wrong, and Alabama's safeties and corners were smart to just stay home and be where they were supposed to be. But he did also overthrow it and didn't give the underneath the post route or whatever the hell the route, the receiver that he was throwing to didn't give him really much of a chance.
Right.
To get
there was a receiver wide open on that play. And
like I said, there was definitely some. I watched a lot of most of the second half, and there was definitely a lot of plays that Puebla left on the field that could have been way more detrimental to Alabama's bid to try and beat them.
Yeah, I mean, there's room left on the field for Missouri, but when you look at the game, third downs, Alabama owned it. Bama on offensively they carried, and then defensively they locked down Missouri to 1 for 10 on third, and you can't win a game like that. Every opportunity that you think you have, and then you have to go for it on third down or fourth down, and then there was a punt in their own end zone, that the fake punt. Not in their end zone, but in their own zone that they went for. That was dangerous. And then at the end of the game, Bama, I love the coaching move to go for it on that 4th and long. And then Ty Simpson throws a strike. I mean, it was a gutsy call. But
Did it twice.
Yeah, on the same drive, and you got to do that. And if you want to win and you're serious about being a winning team, you've got to make calls like that sometimes. So props to Alabama. They're recovering from that Florida State loss. Ty Simpson's looking good.
Also have to holding their running back to 52 yards.
Yeah.
Because that was I know like on a national scale, a lot of people were picking Bama, but in the Twitter sphere, I mean, everybody I saw was picking Missouri. It was just going to have 250 yards rushing. And I thought we really rose to the occasion in shutting him down.
Yeah, I picked Mizzou, and I thought they were going to have more ground action. I thought Bo was going to have more. Like he did have 61 on the ground, but I thought there was going to be a little bit more room for running with Hardy as well. And Bama did good at limiting those those really big ones. There was a couple, but not as many as I thought might happen. Let's move on. Talk a little bit about LSU, guys. This game, I had it on. I turned it off. I had it on. It was like, I don't know. This South Carolina team's just really been disappointing to me this whole season. Sellers, after the way the last year ended and where they were pushing to, it's fallen off. I know they lost some talent, guys. We talked about in the preseason, but I was expecting more. What do you guys think about this game? Is LSU serious? I don't like them. I don't trust them either. I think both of them are pretenders, I guess, if you want to call it that.
South Carolina has a lot of offensive line issues, and LSU has a lot of offensive competency issues. And I don't know if that's just Brian Kelly's inability to call a good offensive game plan. Yeah. And Jared, I will agree.
Agreed.
They've got a great defense, but they're not a scoring team. And if teams get into the mid to upper 20s, I don't think they have the firepower to keep up with them. They're just very inefficient offensively.
Yeah, and I mean, well, I guess when you look at their ranking, they're up there, but what have they really done to deserve it outside of you beat
Clemson?
Florida. I mean, you beat Clemson early, but that's the only thing really holding them on, and they've fallen apart too. Yeah. You lost to Ole Miss, who has had struggles of their own. So I don't know. They play Vandy next week. I think Vandy will get them, to be honest with you. Yeah. We'll talk about that later, but I don't know. I don't trust LSU. I don't trust Brian Kelly. I don't know. This game just did not ring the bell for me across the board. Guys, let's move on. Talk a little bit here about the Pittsburgh-Florida State game. Tight game. Florida State with another loss. Pittsburgh, they'd made a quarterback change. They're rolling right now, guys. They're looking good. They're getting their wins. It was a tight game.
But the young freshmen look great.
You got to win tight games sometimes, and that's what they did. 5 of 14 on third downs, 3 of 3 on fourth, 479 total yards. I'm liking what they're doing. Narduzzi, it seemed like a Narduzzi special where they were going to get out in the lead and then just let Florida State come right back and get that win. But
have no fear, they have Castellanos, so it won't happen.
Hey, man. Tommy, he did all right. He had 3 touchdowns, no picks, 245.
And then what did he do? Just hucked a fucking big ass loogie down there and freaking.
Oh man!
Him and just throwing it up is absolutely ridiculous to me. I don't even understand how he keeps doing it. And the coaches, I guess they forget to tell him not to do it.
Well, it's like he throws some prayers up, and then it comes down for a touchdown, and you're like, how did that even get caught? But yeah, I mean, Jerry, you're not wrong. I mean, you had sacks and tackle. I mean, you did get 5 sacks on him, but when you couldn't get back there, he was sitting back and tearing you up. The dude threw for 320, 321. He
tore you guys up. You may have put him down a couple times, but I promise you that game, he tore you all up.
Yeah. So I don't know. Good on Pitt. They're rolling. Trevor, your pick for them to make the ACC championship. It's looking bad. I mean, it's looking fine.
It's possible.
It's better than me picking Clemson to win the goddamn natty. So,
they're in the semifinal for me. Shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Whatever. I don't have to eat a lemon yet, but it's coming. Next one, and let's just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off and talk a little bit here about USC Michigan. And then we'll pull up our gridlock or our gridlocks, our pick them, and look at what we've missed. And again, if you guys have games you want us to look at and talk about, drop in the comments. We can hit it up. Also, for anybody watching that's new to us, you see around the banner behind where we're all sitting there. That's all of our handles up there. If you're interested in reading about the Group of 5, or if you're a Michigan fan and you want to read about it, check it out on the Substack. It's free to read. And then you gotta get better at Instagram. That's the thing we're working on. But anyway, find us on YouTube, subscribe. That helps us out a lot. Now let's rip off the Band-Aid. Michigan USC, disgusting game for Michigan. Trevor and I are both Michigan fans. We've never hit it. We're happy in the good times, and we get on our team in the bad.
We're back.
And this was bad. This was nasty. Blake, I want to get your input before Trevor and I go in on it.
Honestly, I think a lot of it was just it almost looked like they looked scared to open up offensively to me. There was some opportunities to be had in that game.
Oh,
I
for
don't
sure.
think USC was doing anything vicious that Michigan couldn't handle. I thought it was a poorly executed game plan offensively from Michigan, and then defensively, I think USC again. It was just I think they kind of outcoached Michigan in that game. Everything they were doing was just working, and Michigan didn't really seem to have an answer.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, Trev. Let's
Oh
hear
yeah.
it, man.
Okay, sure.
Full send.
Full send. Fuck Sharon Moore and the Chip Lindsey fucking hire. I'm serious. I was so pissed off at that game. That was ridiculous. Never in my life. You spent $10 million on a quarterback, and you aren't even going to let him do the things that he's great at.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing? So, seriously, though, Chip Lindsey needs to learn how to call offense because apparently he's forgotten how to or how to make adjustments to what the defense is doing. And Wink Martindale, your fat ass better fucking learn how to call a defense.
Oh my god, dude! No,
Like seriously, Lincoln Riley literally had your number for 4 fucking quarters.
He had him. He had him. You know, by the I don't know.
He was yanking his balls and twisting and doing whatever the fuck he wanted to.
Yeah, he did.
It was ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
I also feel like though, it was a critical win for Lincoln Riley. Like I think it was one of those must wins.
Oh, absolutely.
He was he's not like in a hot seat or anything, but you know, USC fans are ready to win big games. And the Illinois loss, and he needed something.
So look, okay, so let me take a breath here for a second. But on the real, like Blake said something about the game plan. Honestly, I was very confused on what they were actually trying to do. There was no semblance of a game plan from what I could tell. I watched all 4 quarters, and every quarter seemed like they were trying a different offense.
I agree.
It was still all over the place, and I feel like it was lack of planning that was the problem. Even though they were in California on Thursday to avoid the travel issue.
Yeah, and I'm tired of that excuse. I don't know if Sharon has said it today or yesterday, but no, the travel thing gets blown out of the water.
Do it.
Send it. Yeah. Oregon traveled all the way to Penn State and won. I don't want to hear it. Indiana just traveled all the way across to Oregon and won. I don't want to hear it. Good teams will win. Suck it up. I'm tired of that goddamn excuse of, they're jet lagged. Dude, stop. Just stop. It's bullshit. Your team just sucks. In Michigan, you suck right now. Listen, the team has talent. There's guys there that can do it, but you've got to scheme them into the right spots. And
this whole spending the first half, like just
you're really
taking your time and
Wow. And listen, Michigan is a run team. They've always been a run team.
Yeah.
That's why the quarterback record for passing touchdowns a year is 25. Ohio State's throwing 50. It doesn't matter. That's not what Michigan does. It's never been that way, even when they had Rich Rod. So you've got to lean on the run. You've got to take a mile and shut up. Yeah, I hope you're not talking to me, Bart. No, I'm just kidding. I know who you're talking about. They're talking about the coaches that complain.
Yeah.
But no, it's just one of those things that Lincoln Riley expertly executed his game plan. They saw the screenplays that worked from Oklahoma, and they hit that to a T. It was perfect. So you got to give USC their props. And then the 3 run plays that were straight from USC, the counters to the left, 2 straight. And then I think it was right out the second drive out of the half. They hit it, their first run, and they were all chunk yardage from the young freshman that's got some wheels. And you got to give props to that. Yeah, Michigan's defense, there's talent there. It's just
bring back Jed Fish. Back Jed Fish. Fire Sharon Moore. I want Jed Fish.
I like old Jed too, but I think there's room here. You got to figure it out. Michigan, you've got to figure out.
They've just got to open it up. They've just got to open it up all the way. I mean, you cannot have Haynes and Marshall do it by themselves. They can't. They won't survive a Big Ten season.
And Haynes went out, with the rib injury early. And then I'd like to see more, getting Jordan involved earlier. But also, where are our tight ends? We've got good tight ends. I think Marlon Klein's a fantastic tight end.
I don't think, honestly, if I remember correctly, North Carolina did not use their tight ends when Chip Lindsey was calling the offense.
I'd have to go back and look.
I'd have to look, but if memory serves, he was always throwing to his number ones and number twos, and his wide receivers. But I don't recall him utilizing the tight end, and I don't think this offense highlights the tight end at all.
No, Marlon.
It is just an ancillary piece.
Literally one reception. He can block well, but you need to get him involved. And you saw USC do it. The delayed tight end passes, and I don't want to harp on it too long. I know you don't all give a fuck about Michigan, and that's fine. But it's just it's frustrating, and the fans are getting tired of it. Yes, you beat Bama, you beat with Sherrone Moore, you beat Ohio State last year with a walk-on quarterback. And that's all great. That builds some capital, but then you go out and you lose like this. You've got to figure it out, guys. Lock in.
And look,
is a big moment for you.
This is the thing about Michigan fans. You've given them a taste of what success looks like.
Yeah.
So now you have gotten to a different level with this massive fan base that always expects a lot from their program, expecting even more now.
Yeah.
So that's where the fan is at outside of everything. The Michigan, everything from the university, everything, they all expect them to be back recently because they are putting out the money. They need the results.
And I'll say one last thing on it is Ohio State has always been very good at just replenishing and being able to come back. And they've been the most consistent team over the last 20 years in college football. That's a fact. Look at the numbers. They have been the most consistent. No, they have not won the more titles like Bama has, but year after year, they're putting out 10, 11-win seasons every single year. No matter what they lose to the pros.
I forget what our friend said, but I think he said they've had a 10-win season since 2010 or something like that. 2012. I forget. He's our friend from Walk On Red Shirts. He's a big Buckeye fan. And
Jake.
When we were talking to him, I swear it was like 2012. I can't remember now, but they've gone consistently 10-win seasons they're about as sure a bet to get 10 wins as any team in the country.
And they're doing it again this year. So when Michigan, you go out and you win a national championship in 23, and then the coaching change, all these things happen. The fan base is kind of like, okay, we feel all right about it. You probably could have gone and got a portal quarterback. We'll give you 2025, whatever. 26, you go out and get Bryce Underwood. You need to build a team around him, and the offensive line has looked trash. Something needs to happen to support that young man. They've got the wide receiver thing fixed. Now figure out the goddamn line, get this thing rolling.
Yeah, the fact that the line is a problem for me because Sherrone Moore's expertise is the line.
Yeah. But all in all, great win for USC. They out-schemed them, fantastically. Now let's talk about the biggest blunder, and that's Penn State. And they're basically, I'll say the Florida State fall off last year pales in comparison to what is going on in Penn State right now. It's if you're a Penn State fan, I would be absolutely disgusted, and you should be glad that James Franklin's fired. I've always said, like, okay, you lose one to Oregon, like whatever, you're still winning 10, 11 games. No, you just lost two straight, as I think they were 25-point favorites or something like that. 2 straight weeks and you lose that.
Somebody made a lot of money off of that game if they bet on their Northwestern Wildcats.
Yeah, Blake, what are you feeling about Franklin, and where does Penn State go from here?
I've said it for years about it. I've talked about it on this show. I know he wins 8, 9, 10 games every year, but if you're happy with that, keep him. If I was a Penn State fan, there's no reason with the amount of money that program brings in, their facilities, the talent that they get year in and year out, there is zero reasons that they're not competing for a national championship every single season.
Yeah.
And they're not. It's like I seen a stat this morning that in the years that James Franklin has been at Penn State, Kalen DeBoer has won more ranked games as the head coach of Alabama in 2 seasons than James Franklin has at Penn State.
Yep.
And that is unbelievable.
Well, I think it was Neuheisel's got more than the one win against Penn State's like more than Franklin's one. I mean, who else was it that I had just seen a stat about it too? But it's egregious, and he's getting you close. In the 12-team playoff, you're like, okay, they're for sure going to get in now. They did, they won, and then they lose in embarrassing fashion to Notre Dame late. It's just he can't get over the biggest game humps, and now he's gone. And I mean,
the question is who do you guys think? Do you think they have someone in mind that they're going to go after?
Oh yeah, they'll go after a top tier coach because this day and age in college football, when you have the Kirby Smarts, DeBoers, Cignettis, they're going to go after a top name, and because
I think Cignetti is going to get some massive offers.
Oh yeah,
from probably Penn State, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be the top of the block there. People,
I know he's got
Lincoln Riley and Matt Rule as names, and
I
don't.
No, Matt
those
Rule
aren't big enough.
No, my God,
I don't think those are big enough.
You know what, Penn State, go ahead, get Matt Rule. You're good. We're good.
Yeah, I don't know where they go. I don't know. You can throw out a bag to anybody and just see what you get, but we'll find out. I'm sure it'll be soon. I mean, they've got to get the feelers out. You'll probably get some leaks or some intel of here's the short list, here's the short board. Jared, that's an interesting one.
Well, they got their DC.
Yeah.
I mean, why not poach the program?
They're talking about Brian Hartline would be something.
That would be a huge steal.
Yeah,
because Brian Hartline, many say that he is the head coach in waiting when Ryan Day hangs it up.
I feel like that's such a gamble to take for a first time head coach like that. But I mean, the dude recruits so well, and
he's one of the best recruits in the Big Ten, hands down, maybe in the nation.
Oh, absolutely. So I don't know where they go, but we'll see. I think it's good that he was done. I was tired of seeing him stand there, just look blank into the darkness the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, maybe we can find a coach with some emotion.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad he's gone though. I mean, I wish he would have stayed around as a Michigan fan, but I'm tired of seeing him. Maybe go get Clark Lee. He's doing good things at Vandy, and you can keep that pipeline.
I was gonna say someone like him, or it would not shock me if they went after Stark.
I would caution Penn State to hire another Vandy coach. I would just caution that as a maybe not this time.
Ooh, Brian Kelly.
I've wondered that as well.
I hope so.
Could you imagine?
I figured that they would go after somebody like Brian Kelly, Steve Sarkisian. They'll pitch you got a better,
especially Brian Kelly. He has no loyalty for anything. Like if the money's right, he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're just going to try to get a coach out of the SEC, and that'd be their pitch. You've got
if recruiting's the problem. What about Notre Dame's coach? You think he could get stolen away? I don't think he would walk.
I love Marcus Freeman. I think the world of him, and I just don't see him leaving Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame's in a better position than Penn State is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Could you see Lane Kiffin? I think he's an SEC through and through. I don't think he's.
I think the only way that he leaves USC is if Georgia came open or something like that came open, where Kirby Smart had hung it up or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Link, no.
Oh, I mean, he's got Ole Miss in a solid spot too. So
yeah,
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Other ones on our pick'em that we did not mention, we'll pull that up real quick and we'll talk some numbers. And again, if you got anything you want us to talk about, you got maybe a mailbag type question, like drop it in the comments. We talked about LSU, Texas Tech with a nice win. They're rolling along. I like what this team brings to the table. How
long do I have to keep this up?
What's that?
How long do I have to keep this up so I can keep myself from?
Keep it up as long as you want.
I've got a lot of red on my board.
Numbers to pull up, Trevor. Just give me a second.
God bless it.
Georgia Tech continues to roll through. They're doing what they need to do, and then Nebraska with a really high-scoring game against Maryland. I mean, Maryland's a fun team this year. I really like Washington at quarterback and what they're doing, but Nebraska found a way to win a one-score game. Numbers for the week: I was 10-4, Trevor 8-6, and Blake's sitting at 11-3. Almost, I mean, he was close, man. Blake, you had a great week. And then on the season, I'm sitting at 57-26. Trevor 52-31. Blake 51-32. Hey, it's not bad, baby. It's not too shabby.
I have to go against you out, man. Brendan, man.
You're over 500, man.
Yeah, we'll
shit, but still, I need to beat Brendan. This is ridiculous.
There's a lot of season left, man.
There's a lot. I historically have one in the middle or like 2 weeks that I just dumped. So we'll see what happens. And then gridlocks, guys.
Well, the short story is I lost.
Yeah. Blake's on a heater. He's got 2 straight. He's 5-3 on the season. And then Trev 2-6.
Yeah,
I know. Hey, you're doing all right, man. You're
I'm going aggressive every single time. I go aggressive, and I full send it, and it never works out. Hasn't worked out yet.
I do the same thing. I try to go 6+ on my upsets.
Yeah, you're going on the heavy hitter. For the big spreads there.
It's a numbers game.
It is, and I'm sitting at 4-4. We'll take it 500. So there's some guys out there that really kill it when it comes to like against the spread betting. Like it's crazy how good some of these guys are. But we try to give you just one lock of the week. Like Kansas State, they've been coming on. They've really looked good. So that's why I threw them down against TCU. They've really rebounded after such a rough start. And then Blake just had that feeling on Indiana, man. He called it, and it was a really good pick there. Anything else, guys? I think that was it on those. You showed the gridlocks.
Pretty sure I think that's it.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. Listen, tail us if you want to. Tail Blake especially. But we're not financial advisors. We have to say that legally. Our lawyer has told us so. But guys, great week of football. I mean, next week's going to be fun too. There's some good games out there. I like what Utah did this week. I know they played Jeff Sims. How is that guy still in college? How is he crazy on any roster? We've seen him just be just horrible. But there's a lot of good games out there next week. We'll get you our preview. I promise we'll have a preview this week. We feel a little rejuvenated, or at least I do. And we'll get that out probably Wednesday morning to you guys. So make sure you guys check out, again, the little box around that's got all of our handles. If you want to read from us, the Group of 5 Roundup usually comes out on Monday. And that's from one of our writers, Gary. He's fantastic. And that's on Substack. It's free. Gents, anything shut her down, Trev?
No, appreciate everybody joining us tonight. We truly appreciate it. And if you can go on our YouTube and share this when it comes out tomorrow morning, we truly appreciate it.
Yeah, hell yeah. And Sean, I'm liking what BYU is doing, getting that gritty win late, and Texas Tech's looking good. Utah's moving it.
Yep.
The Big 12 is going to be
Big 12 is very interesting this year.
It's always going to be. It's always fun. It's a interesting conference, and it's going to be a hell of a run to the end here. Y'all, we hope you have a good night, and we'll catch you on the next one. We'll see you.
Take it easy, everybody.